Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the season finale of PureSimGear Super Sprint Sunday here at Kyalami. It is the season finale, and we have a couple of championships up for grabs tonight, being the Pro and Am class. So we have got an exciting hour and a half or so in store for you as you've joined us right in the midst of qualifying, as the cars are just starting their final laps. And the first man out on the track is this man on your screen right now, the 242 Lamborghini of Daniel Naisbitt. Dan Naisbitt sporting the Great Britain flag there on that Lamborghini. He'll be looking to place that Lambo as high up the grid as he can. But let me just bring your attention to the drivers we want to watch out for tonight in terms of the championship hunt. In terms of the AM class, we have got a almighty battle between the 134 Audi of Gordon Captain on your screens this very moment. He is fighting to overturn the championship holder of Daniel McCutcheon. Danny McCutcheon here on your screens now, the 778 Aston Martin. He is leading the AM Championship by a matter of about 16 points, if my mathematics is about correct. So he has got a very slim lead coming into tonight's race. He's just got to finish higher than Captain, the 134 Audi. So that is the battle to watch tonight. The AM Championship is very much up for grabs. Now, we do potentially have a Pro title battle also ongoing. However, the title challenger, Aldori, is actually not in the server. I'm actually not sure if he's racing tonight. So if he's not racing tonight, that will mean Morex, the 99 Audi, will be the Pro Championship winner of PureSimGear Super Sprint Sunday. So if Aldori is racing, he's only got 10 minutes to join qualifying. Because if not, the championship will go to Morex, and we will just have the AM battle to focus on tonight. And that, as I said, just reminds that it's between McCutcheon, the 778 Aston Martin, and Captain of the 134 Audi. Those are the two neck and neck in the AM Championship. 2.1, 2 tenths clear of KM Nikkonen, who Nikkonen was actually looking very quick in free practice. He actually topped the leaderboard in free practice just before the stream started. So he is one to watch out for, the 909 Audi. But welcome along, welcome aboard for the live stream of the season finale of PureSimGear. Thank you for joining us throughout the season. Thank you to the drivers as well for taking part. It's been another quality season in FRL on Sunday evenings. We've got another season coming your way quite quickly. Sign-ups are already out for the next season of FRL. That covers both Super Sprint, Taco Tuesdays and Late Night. So the sign-ups are now out, or if you are a Patreon subscriber, that is. And a slight tweak compared to this season is it is a slightly shorter calendar. We do normally run 10-week calendars in FRL, but we have shortened that to 8 weeks on PlayStation, just to bring it a little bit closer to how it is on PC. The thinking there is it just helps with driver retention a little bit, because 10 weeks is quite a commitment to one series, so we've just reduced it to 8-week calendar. But sign-ups are now open if you're on Patreon, so please do check that out if you are looking forward or looking to get into next season's racing. As I said, that covers both Sunday, Tuesday and Thursday night races, with Super Sprint Sunday, which we're covering tonight, Taco Tuesdays and Late Night Thursday. So this is finale week on PlayStation. Finale tonight, finale on Taco Tuesdays and Tuesday, of course, it's in the name, and then with the finale on Thursday and Late Night. And then I quickly just bring your attention to Saturday afternoon and Friday night. Actually, let's start with Friday night, and Saturday afternoon is our one-off endurance event of the 8 hours of Indianapolis. We have 30 teams competing in that on PlayStation on Saturday. About 90 drivers in total will be taking the track of Indy for FRL on PlayStation 5 for 8 hours of Indianapolis. That's going to be an absolute cracker to watch. We've got live commentary for the Friday night qualifying and live commentary for the full 8 hours coming your way on FRL YouTube. So whack that subscribe button if you haven't already. Whack the like button. You can even, there's a little bell icon as well you can hit to get notifications when we're live. Hit that and you will get notified when the Indy 8 is underway. But anyway, back to tonight's affair, tonight's proceedings. Morex still leads away, but look at Naikinen. I did say he's looking quick in free practice, and look at that, he is keeping Morex extremely honest there. Very close between the top two. Captain is doing his part. He needs to have a better result than McCutcheon tonight, Captain does. He needs to hope McCutcheon gets extremely held up in traffic or has an accident. But he's doing his part at the moment. He's got that Audi on the second row, and the first three cars are Audi at the moment. It seems to be a bit of an Audi affair, Kyalami. But yeah, hope you're all well. Thank you for joining the live stream. Hope you've managed to keep dry today. It's been an extremely wet day here in the United Kingdom. Thunderstorms, I think. So yeah, hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us, and yeah, I've got about an hour and a half of GT3 racing coming your way tonight. As Morex extends his lead to the top of the table, now 5 tenths, and Naikinen has got to find that time. Let's just join the number 3 car coming across, the next car coming across the line. This is Tom. He's gone a little bit wide there. That will be an invalid lap. So let's jump on board with Cletus. A 41 BMW currently in P7, 1.2 seconds off the pole position. Can he improve? Coming around the final corner now, down to second gear, quickly accelerating up to third gear. That power of the BMW underway, down the start finish straight, across the line. He doesn't improve. Then we have the 242, Daniel Naisbitt in the Lamborghini. Can he improve? No, he does not, but he's got plenty of time for another lap. Next car across the line, here we go. Infamous Chris Gedman, Mr. FRL himself. 1.6 off the lead, currently P10. Currently sitting in 4th, I believe, in the AM Championship as he hits the sausage. I was hoping I was going to say this commentary line tonight. Chris Gedman has hit the sausage. He does like the sausage, Gedman, and he's hit it there. I'm not sure if I'll get away with saying that live in there, but I have just said it. Here comes KY, P15. He's slowest of them all so far. Doesn't improve. A 32 of Missile Dogshaft. He does not improve either. And then we have the Smoking Frenchman coming up now. He's not yet set a time. Under a little bit of pressure, Will Friedman. I call him the Smoking Frenchman because he is French and he does like a cigarette. So he is the Smoking Frenchman. And he gets a time on the board, but it's only good enough for P12. So Friedman got to find a lot more time in that McLaren as he gets overtaken there by Spanu and Frank. So we have 2 drivers not yet set a time. MGK is one of them, but he could be serving a qualifying ban, which would explain why he's sitting in the pit. Here comes Tom. We saw him go wide last lap. Can he get a time on the board? He does not. So he's still yet not to have a time on the board, Tom. Otherwise, he needs to get a time on the board, or he'll be starting 17th. As Dan Naisbitt goes P4 in the Lambo. Where is McCutcheon? Here he is, the championship leader in AM class. Currently in P9, and he's quite the way down in AM class. He's got to improve a little bit, but he doesn't need to have a stonking result tonight. He just needs to really finish with enough points ahead of Captain. Let's just try and give you actually some mathematics to try and see where he needs to finish. Let me just try and work this out live on air. Just bear with me for a very short moment. And I'll just bring you the required points for McCutcheon tonight. Should have done this before commentary, I must admit, but just bear with me. That took a lot longer than what it should have done. But I've been out tonight and my brain is starting to be a little bit frazzled. That took me a lot longer than I needed than it needed to be to work that out. But I can confirm Danny McCutcheon just needs a top 10 finish to win the championship tonight. With only 18 cars on the grid, it would be an almighty fail if he was not to finish in the top 10. And that is bearing in mind if Captain wins the race. He's currently third. Well, he's second actually, sorry, beg your pardon. He's currently second in class. So Captain is about where he needs to be to put the pressure on McCutcheon. But McCutcheon, he really just needs 20 odd points, and he would get that really, given there is only 9 cars, 9 AM cars. So I think it's, unless a disconnection happens here tonight, or as a DNF for McCutcheon, then he's sitting quite pretty in terms of that championship title. And it would be, look at that, Tom just goes, I just missed that, I was just talking about McCutcheon, look at that, Tom goes provisional pole position with a 40.9. I was just talking about him a few minutes ago, saying he's not yet set a time and needs to get a time on the board. He goes from 17th all the way up to provisional pole with 30 seconds remaining of this qualifying session. That is the time to beat. So Morex 4 tenths off. If he's in the box, that's Morex done. So Morex is not going back out. Where's Captain? Captain is still on the track. He's coming around the second sector now. Let's just keep on board with him. As Naikainen, he goes second row, third place. Captain is aborting his lap. McCutcheon has got up to third in class, P5 overall, so that is exactly where he needs to be in terms of his championship. Ben Derriman, who occupies third in the championship, he also sits sixth, so very close between first, second and third in AM class. That just sums up the season, that just sums up the previous 9 weeks of those three being together on track. McCutcheon is still going. Can he really put 3/4 of a hand on that trophy by beating Captain in qualifying? So final few turns to go for Danny McCutcheon, currently P5. Can he improve? He's still going, so he must still be very close, or if not improving on his current best, he's 1 second off. Can he go quicker? He's about to come across the start finish line. Danny McCutcheon, 778 Aston Martin championship leader. He doesn't improve, but he is still P5. Chris Gedman comes across the line. Gedman 13th. So that is your qualifying order for tonight. Let's just give you a full rundown. So Tom takes pole position with a 40.977, a stonking lap from him. 4.5 tenths quicker than Morex. Naikanen is third. That is a cracking result for him, and he actually takes pole position in the AM class category. That is a great qualifying result for Naikanen. Captain fourth, McCutcheon fifth, Ben Berryman sixth, Daniel Naisbitt seventh, Matt Clark 8th, Cletus 9th, Missile Dogshaft 10th, Spanu is 11th, Friedman is 12th. That's quite a disappointing result for Friedman. He's normally a lot quicker than that, but 12th for him. Gedman 13th, Frank 14th, Trotty 15th, Andy Winters 16th, KYKY 17th, and MGK, who I believe was serving the qualifying ban, is starting from the pit lane of 18th. Watch out for him. He's an extremely quick driver. He could be slicing through this field like hot knife through butter. So keep your eyes on the 233 Ferrari of MGK. So that is your qualifying order. We're about a couple of minutes away from the formation lap being underway here, ladies and gentlemen. So you've got time to go make yourself a cup of tea, coffee, an alcoholic drink, whatever your beverage is. Go make it now, as we're a couple of minutes away from the start of the 20-minute sprint race here for the season finale of PureSimGear. Formula Racing League. We'll be back with you in a very short moment.
Seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds.
5,
And I'm back. So here we go. The formation lap is underway with the two pro drivers of Tom and Moritz leading the way, but let's keep our eyes on the battle between 4th and 5th on the 2nd and 3rd row. Captain and McCutcheon, those are the two championship battles we're looking out for tonight. It is very much in McCutcheon's hands. It's going to be an absolute disaster for him tonight not to win the championship. But let's just enjoy two championship rivals this season going head to head, door to door in this race. So let's get on board with these guys and give you the heli cam. Here we go. Just to add some extra spice to this little battle as well, those three cars, you may notice, are all running very similar livery schemes. That is because Captain McCutcheon and Berryman all run in the T1SR racing team. So they are all part of the same racing league. And they're up against each other here at the start of Kyalami. But Tom is leading the field in the BMW. Moritz second, Nikon third, Captain McCutcheon, Berryman, Naisbitt. Naisbitt is actually also part of T1SR. I shouldn't leave him out. He's just running a non-T1SR livery. Naughty naughty. But he is also part of T1SR and he is there 7th. So all four of them will be making it personal tonight. Glitches 9th, Clark 10th. So the drivers are now going into their 2x2 formation. We're just a couple of corners to go for the start of this race. And this is the season finale of PureSimGear Formula Racing League on PlayStation 5. We've had 9-10 weeks of epic racing here on a Sunday evening, and this is the conclusion of this season. Let's hope we can have a cracking race. 18 cars are about to go green as they go around the final corner. And have we had a disconnect? No, we haven't. No, we haven't. Apologies. I thought we had a disconnect there, but Moritz is still there. I thought Moritz got disconnected. But he is there, the 99 Audi, and we're about to go racing here at Kyalami. It's green, green, green. We're off. We're racing. It's the season finale. Moritz is going to go to the... Oh, he's going to go to the slipstream. He's going to the outside. So we're now 2x2, 4x4 into the turn 1. We've got 4 wide back at the probably row 6. So everyone's got through quite cleanly. There's been no accidents so far. Really good clean start from all 18 cars on the track. There's no drivers crashed out. But Tom leads the way with Moritz second. Nikon is third, I believe. We'll just double check the order, but just checking. Oh, we've got a car off at the back. We've got a car off at the back of the grid. Who is that? That is Gedman. Oh, it's Chris Gedman. Oh, dearie me. Chris Gedman, Mr. FRL himself, is off on the first lap. Trotty's also off. Not sure what happened between them two. We'll just maybe have a look back at that later on, but so far everyone is going through quite cleanly. So Tom leads, Moritz is second, Captain is up to third. He's got ahead of Nikon, and Nikon is now side by side with Daniel Naisbitt. Daniel Naisbitt, the Lamborghini, is going to have the inside corner to this next corner. Is Naisbitt going to get the move done on the inside? He isn't. Nikon is going to squeeze ahead, but can he get the move done in the braking? Let's go with Helicam. Naisbitt to the inside in the braking zone. Oh, you know, he just pulls out of it. He didn't send it. It's sensible driving from Naisbitt. He's just going to hang back a little bit. So Naisbitt in 5th place. Where's McCutcheon? McCutcheon's gone down to 7th, and McCutcheon has lost out by a couple of places. Clark then is in 8th, Missile Dogshaft 9th, Frank is 10th, Cletus 11th, Freebin's 12th, Fanu 13th, MGK's up to 14th from 18th on the grid at the start of this race. Andy Winters is now going to be under trouble though from... Andy Winters, sorry, he's looking to overtake MGK. MGK is now, he's under a little bit of pressure from Andy Winters. Andy Winters to the inside. The Audi versus Ferrari in turn 1. Oh, there's enormous contact between the two, but they have managed to avoid each other. And it looks like MGK is going to have the better exit. He is. So MGK keeps his 14th position. and you're to almost have a look at the inside there, but so far all very clean. Chris Gebben is not boxed at the end of lap 1, he is still going, he is 17th there, 18th is Trotty. But Morex leads, Morex has got ahead of Tom, so not sure where that change happened, but Morex is now leading the race. Captain third, Naisbit, Nikkonen. So Naisbit has got ahead of Nikkonen. Let's bring you the live telemetry. So Dan Naisbit up to 4th. The captain is leading this AM race. He's doing what he needs to do, but unfortunately for him, he's not going to have enough to get over the line to beat McCutcheon to the championship. McCutcheon has won the most races in AM class this season. He does deserve it, McCutcheon, but captain has put one hell of a battle with him. But hopefully he can take the glory tonight. And just remind McCutcheon that he is still around. He can win races. He can win the class. That's captain third. Naisbit 4th, Nikkonen 5th, McCutcheon here he is, under pressure from Ben Berryman in the Porsche. Berryman taking a little bit of an orthodox line through turns 2 and 3. As Nikkonen is looking very weavy behind Naisbit there. Let's go on board with Nikkonen actually. Here he is. P5, sorry, beg your pardon, P5. Nikkonen did top 3 practice, and I think just behind us. So what's happened to Ben Berryman? Because Clark has got through past Ben Berryman, and now he's putting McCutcheon under pressure. Berryman has lost a couple of places there, because Missile Dogshaft has also gone through. So Berryman is down to 9th. And we've got a right good scrap here between the bottom of the top 10. As Cletus has a look down the inside of Ben Berryman. Berryman leaves in great spare. Friedman, the smoking Frenchman, is just watching these two to see what happens. We're now side by side down the start-finish straight between Ben Berryman and Cletus in the interview. Cletus to the left, Berryman to the right. Turn 1 they go, braking heavy on the brakes. Friedman is going to keep back from these two. Cletus to the inside. Berryman looks like he's going to have a better exit. He isn't. Cletus has got the move done. So that is Cletus up to 9th position. Berryman down to 10th. Berryman's had an absolute disaster of the second part of that last lap. He's lost a number of places. He's now going to have the smoking Frenchman of Will Friedman all over his rear gearbox. He's not giving it up just yet though, Berryman. He's still keeping tabs with Cletus. Nikkonen is still putting pressure on Dan Naisbit. This is the battle for second in class. Sorry, no it isn't. No it isn't. Beg your pardon. Naisbit is actually in a different category. I don't know why I thought that. I'm having an absolute disaster tonight on commentary. But Naisbit is actually a pro driver, so this is not a battle for second in class. Actually, Nikkonen currently holds second in class. McCutcheon's third, captain first in class. Naisbit is third in pro category. But he is certainly not quicker than Nikkonen at this moment in the race. We had a green flag there. Did we have a spinner towards... We did. We got yellow flags out. It's number 32. It's Missile Dogshaft. Missile Dogshaft is got horrendous damage on that Bentley. So he's off. Has he been a victim of the old sausage curve? He's quit back to the pits. That is Dogshaft out of this race. But look at this, the battle for 8th. Clark, Berryman, Friedman, Andy Winters. Andy Winters is now still challenging MGK. This is a great battle between these two. MGK, Andy Winters is showing some great pace here, because MGK is no slouch in terms of pace. So Andy Winters is certainly putting up some good pace here for him to be challenging MGK. And Spanu is just hovering in the background as well with these two. Let's go on board with this battle here, look, for P7, 8th, 9th and 10th. Cletus, Berryman, Clark, Friedman. All 4 of these guys are running extremely close together. And let's have a quick look at Nikkonen. Is he close enough to Dan Naisbitt? He isn't this lap. So Dogshaft is still in the pits, he ain't rejoining, and Morex has really now extended his lead. He's now 2.5, well, just over 2 seconds clear of Tom. So those two are really starting to check out in this race. Tom is trying to keep tabs with him. Captain is still 3rd, and he's got a 1.5 second lead to Dan Naisbitt, but he's leading the AM class category at the moment. He's got about a 1.5, 2 second lead to Nikkonen. Nikkonen is still being pretty much held up by Naisbitt. I would say held up is probably a fair assessment, because Nikkonen is looking extremely racy in that Audi compared to Dan Naisbitt. It's a good battle between these two guys though. As KY also retires early from this race. We've now only got 16 cars running tonight. It's probably the smallest grid we have had this season. Not sure why the numbers are quite low tonight, but we've only got 16 cars running now. We're normally having grids of 25 plus, but unfortunately tonight we have only got a smaller grid. So Gedman is now the last runner, and he's got 3.5 seconds behind Trotty in 15th. Let's just join this battle here though, because look at this, this is really spicing up. Let's try and get on board with Friedman. Here he is on board with Will Friedman. He has got the battle with Clark up ahead, Ben Berryman and Cletus. This is a ding-dong battle here between 8th, 9th and 10th. So Friedman has got an absolute great run here on Clark. Can he get the move done in the braking zone? Let's go with a helicam for a better view. Friedman to the outside, Clark goes defensive to the inside line. It's quite wide. We've got a slow car there. I think that's Missile Dogshaft coming out of the pit lane actually in the Bentley. So Friedman, for trying to switcheroo, he's better. He's slower on the entry but quicker on the exit. So Friedman really trying his hardest to get past Clark here. Friedman, who's very much out of position, he's battling away with the cars ahead of him who are in a different category. He's got to watch out for MGK. He's up to 11th now from starting 18th. And here we are yet again with Nikkonen and Naisbitt side by side into the hairpin. Top of the hill now, go down the hill, unleashing the horsepower of that Lamborghini and Audi. Very close. Nikkonen could be getting a move lined up in the braking zone here if he's close enough. Does he go for it? Goes to the outside. He ain't going to get the move done around there. But he's looking for a better exit, more quicker exit speed. He isn't. So Naisbitt is just parking that Lamborghini exactly where he needs to do at this moment, in race. Final corner, the left-hander down the second gear most likely, quickly upshifting, getting the traction because there's quite a long straight. So Naisbitt may have to go defensive here into turn 1. Let's go with the helicam. You see the power of the Lamborghini in a straight line. It's just keeping him with arm's distance of Raikkonen. Naisbitt not got a good exit there, and now Raikkonen is all over the back of him. He goes over the curb. That ain't going to help his exit speed. And yeah, oh, he's hit the sausage curb around Raikkonen. A little bit of an unorthodox racing line there through turns 2, 3 and 4, so that's going to lose him a couple of tenths, and Naisbitt manages to survive as he was quite slow on the exit of turn 1 then. And this is the battle for 4th position overall. And just to remind you, McCutcheon just needs really a couple of top 10 finishes in these races. He just needs a points difference of around about, I think it's about 40, I think, given in mind the double race. Spanu is in the box as well from P16, so that could be another early retiree. At the moment we're focused on the battle for P4, which is Raikkonen and Naisbitt. Cletus trying to keep McCutcheon honest. I think we're just seeing a battle between MGK and Will Friedman. Where's the cameraman? Come on, cameraman, let's catch up. So Friedman has gone a little bit off track there. He's going to have the Ferrari of MGK all over the rear of him now. So a scruffy first sector for Will Friedman. Friedman has lost quite a lot of time to Clark ahead of him, and he's now battling away with MGK. Now this is two quick drivers on their day, but they're very much out of position. Friedman and MGK are normally a lot higher up the grid than 10th and 11th. MGK's got a good run here. Is he going to go up the inside? He is. Friedman doesn't defend it at all. He's going to go for the switcheroo. He is. Friedman tries to get the better exit. He's got the better exit. Now he's just got to stick with him. Can he get the move done into the braking zone after this right-hander? Friedman is extremely close. Goes to the inside. On the brakes. Side by side. MGK is... Oh, there's contact. There's contact. There's contact between the two of them. Friedman goes off. I think Friedman will be a little bit disappointed in that. I think MGK... It's hard for me to commentate on it live. I think Friedman had the right to be there. He was certainly alongside. It looked like MGK just turned in on him a little bit. Could have afforded Friedman a little bit more space. That's my opinion. The stewards may look at it if Friedman decides to put a ticket in. I do think Friedman did have the right to be there though. It looked like he just got turned into a little bit. But I'll have to see from another angle. Sometimes these angles can be deceiving. Friedman could have been stood into him on another angle. But that's Friedman. He's now lost out quite considerably to MGK. Let's just turn our attention back to these two. These two have been at it all race. I'm going to use my popular phrase, which is these two are like a hot Tinder date. Raikkonen and Naisbitt absolutely stuck together all race. This has been an absolute cracking ding-dong battle between these two. Cletus is just starting to close up in the background there on McCutcheon as well. So Cletus trying to get a podium finish in category. Let's go on board with them two actually. Here is Cletus and McCutcheon. Let's just quickly jump on board with Frank, because he's under quite a bit of pressure from Andrew Winters here. Andrew Winters, who is down in 13th, but he is showing some good competitive racing here tonight. As they both go to the outside, both had to get onto the brakes quite heavily there. For a moment, I was worried they were both going to run into each other. They both switched their cars to the left. But Andrew Winters, oh, he's gone a little bit. Oh, he's gone. Is he going to keep it on track? He is. Andrew Winters, great recovery there, great save. David Stephen of a save there. I thought he was going to hit the sausage curb and then completely go round, but Andrew Winters managed to keep the Audi pointing in the right direction. That's potentially opened the door to Trotty though. Trotty running 14th. Is he going to have a look down into turn 1? He isn't. He's just going to... Oh yes, oh no he isn't. No, for a moment I thought he was going to have a little sneaky look down the inside of Andrew Winters, but he wasn't. But this is a nice showing from Andrew Winters. I think this has been shown quite quick. He's certainly showing some good racecraft, which is exactly what we want to see. Let's go back on board with Cletus, because he is now closing up to McCutcheon really nicely. And then look up ahead, Nikon and Naisbitt yet again. Another lap, and these two yet again are still checking each other's gearboxes and front wings out. And we've got a minute and a half remaining of this race. Probably got one more lap to go, maybe.
Okay, the leader is on the final lap now. Give it all you can.
Final lap for the leader. I'm not giving him much air coverage or air time. That is because he's 4 seconds up the road from his nearest challenger. So Morex starts the final lap of this race. A previous race winner here in PureSimGear FRL Super Sprint Sunday, and he's about to top this final sprint race of the season off with a win. He's one lap away from taking the checkered flag here in P1. That's Morex, Mario Asensio from Portugal. Tom in a comfortable P2. Captain has done a marvellous job, currently leading the AM class. He's, bless him, he's done what he needed to do in terms of trying to challenge McCutcheon for the championship, but unfortunately for him, McCutcheon is still third in class, 6th overall. Not what he needs. But Naisbitt is still holding on to Nikon. These two have been at it all race. I keep mentioning it, but what a cracking race. Look like we've got the number, that could be Spanu in the background there, just trying to get out of the way as a back marker. But can Nikon get the move done on the last? Like he's going to have one more opportunity, I think, going down the hill into the heavy braking zone. He's got to get this exit right. He has. I think he's got that exit absolutely perfect. This is going to be close. Naisbitt and Nikon. Is he going to send it? Is he going to Daniel Ricciardo send it? Naisbitt goes to the inside quite defensively. Nikon to the outside. Oh my god, that's a lot of early braking. Oh, it looked like it was early braking from Naisbitt, and I thought Nikon was just going to completely get the speed on the outside, but it actually turned out to be kind of out-braked himself a little bit. And the checkered flag falls for Morex. Tom takes P2. Captain takes the race winner in AM class. Naisbitt is going to survive the almighty battle between him and Nikon. Naisbitt takes third in Pro. Nikon takes third in AM. McCutcheon comes home. Sorry, Nikon takes second in class. McCutcheon third in class, Cletus fourth, Berryman 8th, Clark 9th, MGK 10th, Friedman 11th, Frank and Andy Winters, they've had a cracking battle as well, as Andy Winters has a little look up the inside. They ain't going to stick up there. Frank is going to come home in 12th overall. Andy Winters 13th, Trotty 14th, and Gedman is still running. He's actually one of two cars still running. He had an unfortunate incident on lap 1 there, Gedman. He'll be hoping for a better feature race. So Gedman rounds the final corner, comes home in 15th. And the last car on track is Manu. He's going to come home in 17th, given the retirees of Missile Dogshaft. Now, Aldori has actually joined the server here, but he has missed the start of this race. Now, he was challenging Morex for the title. Well, Morex has won this race, so that championship is pretty much done and dusted, really. So that is your sprint race, ladies and gentlemen. Morex takes the win with Tom P2, and Captain is third overall but first in AM category. So that is your top three, and we have a couple of minutes reset until the 40-minute feature race here at Kyalami. I'll be back with you in a few moments.
30 seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds.
And we're back on air. So, formation lap is now about to get underway here for the 40-minute feature race. Just a reminder, there is no required mandatory pit stop tonight. It is just 40 minutes of straight racing between these guys. So, let's just join front of the grid with Tom on pole position, but he did not have the race pace compared to Morex in the last race. So unless he's got a completely different car, I think we could see Morex getting past him fairly quickly. Captain there with a great showing as well in the sprint race, getting ahead of Nikkonen and taking the class win. But Nikkonen showing extremely impressive pace tonight. He got stuck behind Dan Naisbitt in 7th, and Nikkonen will be hoping for a better race this time. He certainly won't want to be stuck behind that Lamborghini again for another 40 minutes. And a lot of these drivers will be taking part in the 8 hours of Indianapolis coming up this weekend, next weekend on FRL. We're very excited to bring you the live coverage. We've got all 8 hours. Full commentary team of around about four or five commentators. 5 commentators, I was counting on my fingers then. 5 commentators bringing you all 8 hours live of the 8 hour of Indianapolis, with the Friday night qualifying also being streamed live on air with full commentary. We've got the qualifying top 3 being interviewed for a post-qualifying race interview, and the race winner will also be live on air for the post-race winning interview. So please do, if you're not in the car, if you're not racing, please do join us in the live stream on Friday night, Saturday daytime for the 8 hours of Indianapolis. It's going to be an absolute cracking afternoon of racing here on ACC PlayStation 5 Formula Racing League. But back to tonight's race, and we're on track for the season finale of Super Sprint Sunday. Cars are heading into their 2x2. We're about to go racing for the 40-minute feature race here. We've got 19 cars ready to go racing here at Kyalami. Morex is quite a way back there. Just going to squeeze up a little bit to Tom. So we're approaching the green flag. We're about to go racing. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle yourselves in. And we are green. We're racing. Tom is away, but Morex has got an absolute cracking start. Morex to the outside. He's even probably half a car width ahead. Make that 3/4 of a car, but Tom's got the inside, and Nikkonen is down the inside, and he's got Captain on the outside. Naisbitt is being swallowed up by Clark and McCutcheon. McCutcheon's lost places again. Ben Berman's on the inside of McCutcheon. And who has managed to stay ahead? They've all managed to keep it fairly clean. I'm just going through the field now. Looks like Friedman in the background has just got a little bit twitchy on the exit. Here is Captain. And Nikkonen though. So Nikkonen still maintains 3rd. But Captain is looking mighty quick behind Nikkonen here. Captain who won the last race in sprint. Is he going to be close enough to make a move on Lycan up into the top of the hill? He goes to the outside, Lycan goes defensive. Side by side, Lycan's going to have the inside line. They've got to watch out for Daniel Naisbitt in the background as well. McCutcheon is also keeping close tabs on him. On board with Danny McCutcheon. So let's just bring you the full order. So Tom leads with Morex second, 1 lap completed, Nigel in third, Captain fourth, Naisbitt fifth, McCutcheon sixth, Clark seventh, Cletus eighth, Missile Dogshaft ninth, Andy Winters 10th, Anu 11th, MGK 12th at the back of the grid. Frank is 13th, Freeman's 14th, Aldori's up to 15th, and he's now side by side with Gedman. They touch! Oh, there's a big accident! Oh, dearie me! Aldori just completely wipes out Will Friedman. Friedman, the innocent bystander in all of that. And I think what started that was contact between Chris Gedman and Aldori. Aldori then was completely out of control and just completely wiped out Friedman. Friedman will be absolutely wondering what the hell happened to him there. Look at the side of that McLaren, he's looking all scratched up. Oh dear me, Ben Berryman, he's had an absolute disastrous start as well. He's all the way down in P19. In fact, he's actually up to 18th because Aldori is actually last man on track, and look at that. Aldori's joined this race. We've got a car that's gone wide. Who's that? That is Trotty, I think. It is. That's Paul Trotman off. Aldori with an extremely bashed up AMG Mercedes. So let's just get a composure. Morex is fastest lap of the race so far, but it's only 2 laps. We're about to cross the line to start our 3rd lap of the race, but Tom, so far, is doing what he needs to do. This is a bit better pace than what we saw in the sprint race. Morex 1.3 behind Will Friedman boxes. That is unfortunate for Will Friedman, my fellow admin here at FRL. That is unfortunate to see you in the pits, Will. Nykerden still leads the AM category in 3rd overall. Captain is 4th. Dan Naisbitt 5th, McCutcheon 6th, and Clark 7th. And gaps are just starting to stabilise a little bit. Let's quickly jump on board with Missile Dogshaft as he was looking quite close to MGK. He's 3 tenths off, just under 4 tenths off MGK. Battle for P10. MGK, who did start 18th on grid, is now all the way up to P10. That's a cracking start from MGK and only 2.5 laps completed. Here he is with Andy Winters up to the P9s. Good start from Andy Winters as well, but he's now quickly under pressure from that Ferrari. Is MGK going to make a move? Andy Winters defends the inside. MGK tries to go to the outside and tries and turn in. Couldn't quite turn in. There was an Audi parked on the apex. MGK is now going to have an absolute cracking run though, down the hill in the fast, flat out left-hander. Can he make a move in the braking zone? Let's find out. And Andy Winters to the inside goes quite an aggressive defensive line there from Andy Winters. Now goes to the middle, they're side by side. It's good racing between the two of them. MGK's got a cracking exit though, and that is a phenomenal overtake from the Ferrari driver of MGK. That is how you do it, ladies and gentlemen, as we see Andy Winters going a little bit squirrely on the exit of that Scottish Cup. That's going to open the door for Missile Dogshaft, but that is what you call GT3 racing here at FRL. MGK, Andy Winters going side by side, both leaving each other's space. MGK getting the move done on the outside. Absolute cracking racing. And MGK up into 9th, and next up the road for him is the 41 min debut of Cletus. And look at this battle here, look. Cletus, Clark, McCutcheon and Naisbitt all battling away. Captain's involved as well. We've got a little 5-car train here. Let's keep on board. I'll tell you what, let's go on board with Cletus actually, who will watch this battle all the way from his POV. If I can get my keyboard working, here we go. On board with Cletus and P8. Oh, is he going? Oh, I thought Cletus was going to have a little look at the inside there. That was quite a dangerous place to make a move. He had to get on the brakes and pull out of that. A little bit wide there for Cletus. Clark could have a good exit here compared to McCutcheon. It is quite a hard track to overtake Kyalami. Not the hardest on the calendar, but the straight can be a little bit troublesome if both cars are evenly matched in a straight line. And you just see when you are falling this close, you can find yourself battling a car up ahead of you. But then just one slow exit can just bring you into play with the car behind. So when you're battling this close, it is so hard just to be consistent and focus on the car in front, but also focus on the car behind you. As McCutcheon goes a little bit wide there on the right-hander. You see in the rearview mirror of Clark here, Cletus is looking extremely interested, and MGK has now joined this 5-car battle. So Clark a lot later on the brakes there compared to McCutcheon. Cletus had to get out as well, as he almost went into the side of Clark then. So Clark taking a lot wider line compared to McCutcheon. Upshifting early to second to try and dull the torque of the BMW. He's going to go a little bit wider. No, he manages to keep it on. Cletus is now looking. Cletus goes down to the inside. Can he get the move done on the inside? Cletus. He's got MGK. Who's going to go 3 wide onto the start finish straight. Wow, Cletus almost went for a very daring move at the inside there. Almost worked out, but now that attack is now quickly going to turn into defence. He's got MGK, the FRL, the red drawer at the bottom of your screen. Is he going to be close enough to make a move? He goes to the outside. MGK, he's already made one overtake on the outside. Can he do a second one? He can't. Cletus shuts the door on him. Good defensive driving from the BMW. And now MGK has got to kind of keep it interesting. Can he remain close enough? Clark up ahead goes a little bit wide onto the gravel. We see in the background there, as Andrew Winters also goes onto the gravel. MGK is ever so close to Cletus. He's not going to be close enough down the inside. Look up ahead as well. You've got McCutcheon battling away with oh sorry, I'm going the wrong way, apologies. McCutcheon and Captain, they're side by side. McCutcheon's going to get their moves done onto the left hander. McCutcheon down the inside. He's up into P5. Cracking move from Danny McCutcheon. I think Captain just made a mistake there. They're two championship rivals on track, side by side, but is Captain coming back at him? He is. McCutcheon's gone defensive on the inside. Is the Captain going to go for the switcheroo? He's trying to, but it's a good exit from the Aston Martin. So it's all happening on this lap, ladies and gentlemen. Freeman is back out on track, but he's running 18th, and I've not really given much attention to these guys out front, but look at this. Tom is still leading the way. He's got a 2-second gap to Morex. That gap is actually extended for Tom. So Tom, who struggled to match the pace of Morex in the sprint race, the tables have turned completely in this feature race, because Tom is leading the way. We've got the other flags out. What are the other flags for? Car number 19, that's Morex! Morex is off. Nykanen goes on through. So Morex has dropped from second down to third. So the race winner from the sprint race, the championship pretty much the champion of the pro tier, because there's no way Aldori is winning this. Aldori's actually left the server. Actually, the stewards will be looking at that. But so Morex, who is your pro championship winner for this series, has just dropped from second to third due to a mistake at the exit of turn 4. So Tom has now got quite a commanding lead, and Nikinen, who is leading the AM category, is now up into second place overall. So an absolute cracking night for Nikinen. Really good pace from the AM driver here. And look at this, the battle between Naisbitt, McCutcheon, Captain, Clark, MGK. This is very close. Cameraman, come on, catch up. Here we go. So we've got Clark and MGK. McCutcheon under extreme pressure from Captain here. The two championship rivals in AM category. These two have been at it all season long. We're now 10 weeks into the season and they're still not separated on track. We're back with you. I'm sorry, I'm back with you. I was disappeared for 30 seconds or so, and I've rejoined. And look at this, MGK is now down the inside of Clark, but he's now going to be on the outside of this next corner. So Clark goes defensive. What is MGK going to do? So Clark, there's a little bit of contact. No, they avoid contact. MGK is going to get the middle on the outside again. He's already done this on Andy Winters about 3 or 4 laps previous. So MGK, sorry, apologies, can't get the name. So it's Cletus down the inside of Clark. Cletus. So Clark, in the space of 2 corners, moving 2 positions, but MGK is really showing us on stream how to get the move done on the outside. Absolute cracking racing from MGK in the Ferrari. Oh, there's contact behind Clark and Cletus. Clark is off. He's back on track and he's still running, but he's lost a number of positions. Disaster for the American. Andy Winters in 10th. Missed out Dogshaft 9th. Andy Winters is... Sorry, the URL was just updating me. Andy Winters is 10th. Missed out Dogshaft 9th. Cletus is 8th. MGK now to 7th. Captain is still battling away with his championship rival. This is like Nicky Lauda and James Hunt all over again. McCutcheon and Captain P5 and P6 overall, but 2nd and 3rd in class. So MGK, who started 18th, is now all the way up to 7th, and he is now challenging. In fact, Captain is letting MGK through. Well, that is very polite of him. I know he's not fighting in the in category, but that was very polite of Captain. He's going to lose out on a couple of seconds there to McCutcheon. Obviously McCutcheon may lose time as well if he also lets him through, but McCutcheon doesn't have to let him through. That was very polite of Captain. Whether he just didn't like the idea of a faster driver being behind him. As we've got yellow flags out. That is Cletus. Cletus is out. Sorry, he's not out, but he's not facing the right way. Cletus is off. And he's lost a number of positions. Gebden goes through. Where's Ben Berryman? Berryman, so Cletus down to 12th. So not sure what happened to Cletus, but he lost it at the last turn. Let's see if we go back on board with MGK and Captain. Captain, who we saw just completely ease off the throttle to let MGK through. So MGK now up into P6, but 4th overall. And Captain just struggling there a little bit. And he's got a lot of understeer in that car. MGK looking a lot closer to McCutcheon this lap. Absolutely great sound of the Ferrari. It's what I'll be driving at Indianapolis this weekend. As Team FRL are in the Ferrari. He's flashing him, MGK. Now he doesn't have to move. He's not a back marker. I know it's not for position in terms of category. Just giving him a quick flash there, MGK. What's McCutcheon going to do? McCutcheon doesn't have to move over. He's going to go to the outside, MGK. McCutcheon just parking that Aston Martin where he needs to. Ooh, but McCutcheon goes wide. Now they're going to go side by side. McCutcheon's going to have the inside line. MGK's the master of outside, overtakes this race. He's going to do it again, I think. Is McCutcheon going to pull out? He is. So MGK goes on through. That is his 3rd overtake this race where he's done it on the outside. Really good racing from the 233 Ferrari driver. So game on yet again between Captain and McCutcheon. Let's just go on board with Cletus because he's closed back up to Chris Gedman. And Cletus, who we saw going off on the start-finish straight, he's now putting Gedman under pressure. Gedman currently running in P11, 5th in category. Nikkonen is still keeping pace with Morek. This is a really impressive pace tonight from Nikkonen. The lead out in front, Tom is in absolute dream world at the moment with a 10.9 second lead to Morek's. So we're halfway into this race and it's starting to get quite spread out amongst the drivers. So Nikkonen 3rd, Naisbitt is 4th, MGK is now up to 5th from 18th on the grid. That's an absolute cracking display and he is hunting down Dan Naisbitt. He's got 3 seconds to close that gap, but he's got 19 minutes to do it. That would be a podium result if he can get past Naisbitt for MGK. McCutcheon and Captain, this is probably the closest battle on the track. Let's keep on board with these two for a moment. Just looking away for a moment, I'll just look back over my screen and Captain goes flying on past McCutcheon. That is Captain up into P6, second in category. Great move from Gordon Captain there on his championship rival. Let's just join the back of the grid because KY and Friedman are very close together on the start finish straight, but that KY is carrying a lot of damage, so it's going to be hurting his pace. So Friedman running in P15 after having that unfortunate contact with Aldori. And MGK has got past Dan Naisbitt, so not sure what happened there, but MGK is now up to a pro podium position. So a cracking race from MGK thus far. So Captain still trying to keep Dan Naisbitt honest here. Naisbitt, who was running third in category, but now overtaken by MGK, who started towards the back of the grid in 18th. Captain, very impressive performance tonight. But it ain't going to be enough, unfortunately, to win the championship for him. Danny McCutcheon at this moment in time will be championship winner, his first championship in FRL, I believe his first championship in ACC as well. He's been stellar all season and he's 14 minutes away from getting that little trophy next to his name on Discord. He's certainly a driver who has come a long way, I think, in the last 6 months with FRL. Started out last season, it could be the season before, I can't quite remember now, with Sprint Sundays. He's since then just got quicker and quicker as time has gone along, and he's an absolute cracking chap, really great guy to talk to, always really happy to talk to you, really happy guy, full of encouragement, and I'm sure Captain won't mind me saying this, but he is very much a thoroughly deserved winner of this championship if he does go across the checkered line, the finishing line, and take the championship in the next 13 minutes. And let's not forget, Morex is also your pro winner from this season. Morex is on course to be the first championship of his FRL career as well, beating Aldori, who's got 2 championships to his name. Let's have a quick look at what's happening here for the battle for P9, because Spanu and Andy Winters are having a little bit of a battle here. Andy Winters running in the AM category, Spanu in the Pro. Spanu is very close here. They're going to be side by side up the hill. I think it was Andy Winters a little bit later on the brakes. Is Spanu going to get the better exit? They're very close together. Is Andy Winters going to go defensive? He's already seen MGK overtake him on the outside of this next corner. He's going to go defensive. He's going to go to the inside, park the car, park the Audi in the middle of the track. Spanu will try and get the better exit, but Andy Winters is a little bit more wiser to it because he saw MGK do it to him early on in the race. So Andy Winters manages to stay ahead. Good racing from the pair of them for the battle for P9 there. Let's have a quick look at Clark and KY, because these two are also battling away. This is a battle all the way down in P16. Clark having a bit of a disastrous race, really. He unfortunately dropped back, and he has got a lot better exit. The 2 BMWs are going to be side by side into this fast left-hander. Clark is just ahead. I think he's got the move done already. He has. So that's going to be Clark up into P16. And McCutcheon and Captain are just coming back together again. So we saw Captain go ahead of McCutcheon about 5 laps prior, but McCutcheon is looking to take that second spot in category back again. just back on board with Andy Winters and Spanu, because this battle isn't over between these two just yet. Spanu still trying to find a way past Andy Winters. Now what's happened to Tom? What has happened to the number 3 BMW? Has he been disconnected? I think he has. Morex is going. Have I missed? Has that happened for a few laps? I've only just noticed it. I don't know if I have. Apologies if I haven't just noticed that. That's been happening for a couple of laps. But Morex is now winning this race. Nykunen is P2. And MGK is now 3rd from 18th. That is so unfortunate from the number 3. But he's got history with the number 3 car. Tom, this happened to him at Imola for the first round of last season's ESSA 28 driver swap, where he was really quick with his teammate and they disconnected that with his internet connection, and that has cost him this race. Moritz is now on course for a double race win to Nykunen, who showed some really impressive pace this evening. He'll be looking to carry this forward into Saturday's race at Indy. MGK from 18th up to 3rd. Naisbitt's 4th. He's under pressure from Captain now. McCutcheon's just slightly joining that battle as well. So a good little battle here between Naisbitt, Captain and McCutcheon. Mr. Dogshaft as well is not too far behind McCutcheon. Spanu has got past Andy Winters. So that's Spanu now up into P8. And Andy Winters is boxing. Now, has he got damage? Has he hit that sausage curve potentially? That Andy Winters is boxing. Cletus moves up to P9. Ben Berryman is going to go through up into 10th. Gedman is going to go through up into 11th. And Paul Trotman is going to go up into P12. Friedman is still running as well. Lonely race for him. Disappointing in the evening for Will Friedman altogether. KY is still running, but with a severe damage in P15. And that's Andy Winters. Is he out for the race? I think he is. That's unfortunate. Frank is under retiree. Tom and Andy Winters. And Clark is the last runner on track. Let's quickly go back to Daniel Naisbitt, because he has got a 4-way battle now between Mr. Dogshaft, McCutcheon, Captain and Naisbitt. The battle for 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th rages on with 5.5 minutes remaining here of the season. Now, Naisbitt, is he just struggling with tyre wear a little bit? Because he really is dropping back now to this little pack. Captain is eyeing up 4th place overall. Missile Dogshaft is now extremely close to McCutcheon. I think he's going to make a move here into this next corner. Let's go on board with the heavy cam. McCutcheon goes to the inside. Missile Dogshaft is stalled to the inside. McCutcheon goes to the outside. So Missile Dogshaft on the inside and up into 6th place he goes. McCutcheon really did not put up much of a fight there, as we see yellow flags out for the number 18 of Spanu. Spanu is off, but rejoining the track ahead of Paul Trotman. So McCutcheon loses out to Missile Dogshaft. Captain is still trying to battle away with Daniel Naisbitt. As we see, Spanu has also retired back to the pits along with Tom and Frank. Clark is still running. So Morex is your race leader by 10 seconds, nearly 11-second lead to Morex. He is 3 minutes away from a double race win here for the season finale at Kyalami. Nikkonen is on course for an AM category win. Absolute cracking drive from him. Hats off. MGK, probably my driver of the day. We've seen him do some absolutely superb overtakes in this race. A few of them being on the outside of a corner. So really good strong pace from MGK. From 18th to 3rd, second in class. Dan Naisbitt is still trying to hold on from the battling captain. He's got a little bit of traffic up ahead. I think that could be Andy Winters up ahead. So the Audi pulls to the side. I think that is Andy Winters. No, he doesn't pull to the side. I beg your pardon. It does now, I think. Is it Andy Winters? It is. So Andy Winters does let the guys go through. So we're now into the final minutes of this race. I think this is going to be the last lap for our race leader.
Leaders on final lap now.
It is. So Morex starts the final lap of this Super Sprint Sunday, sponsored by our primary sponsor of PureSimGear. On course for a double race win tonight, Morex, to round the season off. Championship winner. He has been phenomenal this season with his race pace throughout the 10 weeks of this season. The 99 Audi is deservedly taking the trophy home with them to Portugal. Mario Asensio. He's half a lap, a couple of miles away from securing the trophy officially. And the battle on the last lap for 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th is still raging on. Oh, hang on, what's happened there? Oh, that's a back marker. That's a back marker. Oh, Naisbitt's gone wide! Naisbitt has gone wide! Captain's also gone wide! The pair of them go wide, but I think... Has Missile Dogshaft got through? No, he hasn't. So where's happened to Missile Dogshaft? Anyway, that is your championship winner. Morex takes a double race win here at Kyalami, and he is the winner of the pro category. Nikkonen is going to come home in P2, but first in class. A great win for him. MGK in 3rd, second in class, all the way from 18th. Daniel Naisbitt is going to round the final corner to come home in 3rd in class, 4th overall. And look at this, your championship winner, Danny McCutcheon, weaving across the line. He is your AM category PureSimGear FRL Formula Racing Lead champion of this season. Congratulations, Danny McCutcheon. Congratulations, Morex. two phenomenal drivers this season who wholeheartedly deserve their championships and that little trophy next to their name. Their first trophies on FRL. Gordon Captain, who kept McCutcheon honest throughout this season, will come home in P5, second in class. A real strong showing from him. So hats off to him for a competitive season. Missile Dogshaft comes home in 7th. Cletus is 8th. Ben Berham 9th. Chris Gedman's going to come home in P10. He's the next car across the line as we've got the fireworks going off here at Kyalami to end the season. Gedman across the line. Will Freeman through home in 11th. Paul Trotman 12th. And De Winter 13th. KY 14th. Spanu 15th. Clark 16th. Tom, Frank and Aldori all DNFs. But Morix is your pro category winner, and so is McCutcheon in the AM category. Those are your two championship winners for this season. Wow. So that is it. That is the curtain is drawn on this season for FRL. And as I mentioned at the start of this broadcast, the sign-ups are now open for the next season. So if you're wanting to get involved for next season, please do check out the sign-ups on SimGrid. And we've got an 8-track calendar coming up for the summertime here on Formula Racing League PlayStation 5. And just to whet your appetite a little bit further, the season finale for Taco Tuesdays is coming up on Tuesday. And we have got an absolute... If you thought tonight was quite close in terms of the championship, you should check out the leaderboard for the pro category on Tuesday night. We have got 3 or 4 drivers who could take the championship on Tuesday night. It's going to be an absolute cracking race. And then we have the late night finale on Thursday, where the championship has already been decided on that one, and just happens to be your commentator tonight, Lewis, who has actually taken that championship of late night. I've managed to win, I think, 4 races over the 10-week calendar to secure the championship for late night. But it has been a really good series, and I fully recommend you guys get involved with it next season. It's a really good series to be involved in. It's not as serious as the Sundays or the Tuesdays. It's quite a casual setting, the late night Thursday. So I do recommend getting involved in the sign-ups for that next season. But as always, it's been an absolute pleasure bringing you the live coverage throughout this season. I hope you have enjoyed the majority of the races, and I hope to see the majority of you on track for FRL next season. We are getting bigger and bigger in terms of the community, in terms of the number of drivers, and we've got plenty of series and plenty of races to keep you guys hooked into the racing fix. And just one more final plug. This weekend we see the 8 Hours of Indianapolis. Please do join us live on FRL YouTube to watch the live qualifying and 8-hour race on Saturday. That is the green flag is for 3 o'clock on Saturday, with the checkered flag being 11 PM on Saturday night. So I hope you've all enjoyed. I hope to see you on track in the coming weeks. Take care. Have a good week. Bye bye.